Okay. Can you see a presentation? I hope.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Great. Yeah. Great. So, as Alexei said, now I'm trying to show you practice of using GitHub Copilot for test automation. So, as usual, several words about me. So I'm software testing team leader, resource manager, mentor, trainer. I joined EPAM in 2017. And in general, I'm working in software testing domains since 2000. So it's more than 20 years. Well, so what we will talking about today. First of all, I will provide you with several facts you should to know before live demo. Then I will show you how to use the Copilot for pretty usual and pretty simple, but very wide using test automation tasks. After that, I will explain some usage conditions, limitations, and so on. And finally, at the end of our meetup, as usual, Q&A session. Let's go. So several facts you should know. The Copilot is AI software development helper by GitHub. So helper is very important things. So it's not a substitution for test automation engineers or for developer. It's just a helper tool. It shipped as a set of plugins for different integrated development environments. So it exists for IntelliJ IDEA, Microsoft Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code, and some others. Also, it supports several very popular programming languages like Java, JavaScript, Python, C#, and some others. And another thing, so the installation is not so hard, it's pretty simple. So you can find out instruction on the Copilot project page in the GitHub repository. So it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes. It's pretty simple. I hope all of you can do it on yourself. So I'll show you all the only results of using of the GitHub Copilot. And before we start live demo, I would like to point your attention to several very important things. First of all, large language model that Copilot is built on has a probability nature. So if you will try to reproduce the things I'm going to show you, it's very probably that your result will differ from mine. So please keep in mind. Because the Copilot is, in fact, it's a kind of shared tool, and the state of LLM machine is changed constantly. So the same prompt can result a different answer each time being used. So I trained the things I'm going to show you a lot of times, and in most times using the same prompts, the results were a bit different each time. So it's you have to understand that before you will start to use it. Another pretty important thing is the performance of Copilot depends on many factors. First off, it's your connectivity speed, the current load of Copilot machine, and so on. So in some cases, you can wait for answer less than a second. But in other case, it may take maybe dozens of seconds. So let's see. And the very important thing I would like to point your attention to, the Copilot is just a helper tool. It's not, as I said, it's not a substitution for a developer. He can make mistakes. He may be deceiving you for a various reason. He can invent nothing. He only follows your instruction. If you'd like to get a reasonable answer, you can provide a Copilot with a reasonable question. So the right question for right answer is your responsibility. And finally, the result of using Copilot is your responsibility. You can say, oh, it's a Copilot guilty, not mine. So it will be your guilty in case of any issues, in case of any failure using Copilot. So the final result will be your responsibility, and all issues will be your guilty. So now let's go to live demo. Okay. Can you see a project on the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So I hope you see it well. So all the font sizes are suitable, I hope. Well, here I have a prepared project for demonstration. As I said, I'm going to show pretty simple but pretty wide used scenario with a login to some site. So for site, I'm going to use the testing site of another. Our EPAM open source project is a GDI. So because it has a login capability, I will use it for our demonstration. So I will follow the pretty well-known approaches like a page object to represent a login form, behavior-driven development to create a scenario itself in the human-readable form, and to create a steps representation for BDD approach. And also I'll use such well-known tools like Maven for building and JUnit as a test run edge. Here is a pretty common structure prepared for this demonstration, but there's no any code, and me will create a code for you on the air using a Copilot. What we can say about, so I'm using very basic subscription for Copilot's individual plan. It has that, I will say about subscriptions at the end of our demo. So the individual plan has the main two capabilities: is code completion and Copilot chat. So I would like to put your attention that the Copilot chat may be not unlocked in any cases. So for example, when I installed the plugin for IntelliJ IDEA that I'm using, the Copilot chat was locked. I enrolled me in the waiting list. It was several months ago, but only a month ago the Copilot chat capability has been unlocked. I highly recommend you to select a version with unlocked capability of Copilot chat, because it's a very convenient and very productive to use it. So all the capabilities of Copilot can be revealed with Copilot chat. Well, for example, for Visual Studio Code plugin, there is no solved problems, so it shipped with an unlocked chat instead of plugin for JetBrains. Well, so firstly, I'll show you the code completion option, and after that, I will switch to chat because, as I said, it's much more effective and productive. So here is some class. The best way to get some suggestion for activated Copilot plugin is type something. So I type enter, and as you can see, I have some suggestion what I can put in this class. It doesn't matter in this case what exactly Copilot suggests me. It's just an example. So you can try to see are there any other suggestions. So you can use it some hotkeys. You can look the appropriate hotkeys for your operating system in the Copilot documentation. So I'll try to use, So I'll try to use my hotkeys, and you can see that he suggests something. But this suggestion is not suitable for my goal. So I doesn't like it. So another option, you can go to the specific suggestion code completion window and go to Tools, GitHub Copilot, and Open Completions. So here you can see several, the window with several variants of code completion. You need to inspect it very carefully, just to understand, is it suitable for your goals or not? As I said, the Copilot, it's not an inventor. It doesn't know what exactly you want to do, at least at the beginning of your work. So it just suggests something. And your responsibility to understand what is this suggestion is and accept or refuse these suggestions. So from my point of view, I would like to refuse it. There's nothing suitable for me. It's just some kind of login procedure without a page object, without anything. So it doesn't satisfy me. So I close this window. Copilot. I refuse this inline suggestion and go to the chat. This is the most powerful tool of Copilot plugin. And the first thing I would like to get is a very general page object for login form. To be honest, I have some prepared prompts just to speed up our demo. And well, please add Selenium page object for well-known login form that consists of login input field, password field, and submit button. Now waiting for responding. Okay, we get something. So here you can see the answer of GitHub Copilot, what it's going to do. Then you see some code according to your prompt. And after this code, you can see some explanation what this code should do. Okay, so let's look at the code. I see yes, it looks like pretty well-known Selenium page object for login form. Look nice. And so here's we have web elements and some methods. Enter username, enter password. Not very nice. I would prefer to have the enter credentials in this single procedure. So I'll ask Copilot about creating single procedure for credentials. Use a single method for credentials. what we need to do, what we will have. Great. So now we have entering the password and keyword in the single method. Looks good, this one. So please note that after each answer from Copilot, you need to verify it, first of all, against of overall reasonability. That's it. That you need to verify that the answer makes sense, and you need to verify it against your goal. What are you going to do? You need to understand your goals very well to use Copilot effectively. As I said, it satisfies me, so I'm going to use this answer. So here we have two options. We have copy. We can copy of code and then insert it where we want, or we can insert code block at cursor. So this option is not very convenient as for me, so I prefer to use a copy paste and then insert into the certain class. So I already have prepared class. Oops, sorry. I already have prepared class for page object. It's a login form, and I'll replace the current template with a code that GitHub provided to me. Okay. As I said, you need to inspect it. Remove the duplicates, if any. And we see that we have a lot of errors because we have no dependency for Selenium. So the next step, we need to add Selenium dependencies. We ask chat. Add. Well, it shows us something. So the speed not so good. Okay. We see he suggests us to add Selenium dependency in the POM file. So let's go to the POM file. And now we can see that already have JUnit, and we need to add dependency for Selenium. Great, but the version looks not so good. Try to change the version because I know that there are unused version, but it takes some time. Let me consult with my well-prepared project. Which version it would be nice for that? 4016. Oh, I'm trying to. Yeah, suggest me and use the same one. So, as I said, once again, you need to inspect all the aspects of answers. Okay, rebuild project. Great. Okay, no any errors. So the thing I want to do next is to now we have a page object with some methods. Now I would like to have a scenario first. As I said, I will use a cucumber for that. I will use a BDD approach. So I'll ask Copilot to create a cucumber scenario. Okay. What is this? Yeah. By the way, here we have the only scenario. But in my previous attempt, it provides me with implementation as well. Okay, so let's go to the paired feature file and pass the login feature. Successful login with valid credentials. User on the home page. User navigate to login page. User enters valid username. As a display. Login successfully. Looks good. Looks good. But I would like to have a implementation. So ask Copilot about implementation, please. Create steps. Implementation for scenario. New. Example. Using page object in login form Java. Okay, let's provide the Copilot with as much details as possible, just to get a comprehensive and useful answer. Okay, what do we see? Login steps. Let's inspect the answer. User is on home page, home driver. User navigates to login page. User enters valid username and password. Message displayed, login successful. Okay, looks good as for me, so I'll accept it. I will copy the code. Close Copilot chat, go to the step definition file and place the here. Remove duplication as usual. Verify result once again. Okay. Looks good, but it will need to be improved in the future, but at the moment it looks good. But once again, we have a lot of errors because we have no cucumber dependencies. Okay. Ask Copilot about cucumber dependencies. JUnit we already have. We see Selenium we have as well. And Cucumber Java, Cucumber JUnit. Let's copy the required part of, because some part of the suggestion we already have. Copy only that we need, go to the POM file and to our dependencies. Great. Cucumber Java looks okay, but something wrong with the version number of JUnit. Maybe. Okay. Let's be so not so important, I hope. Great rebuild. Oh no. So not suitable. Okay, trying something. So let's remember that in some cases, Copilot may I do some. Okay, let's consult with already done task. In the previous project. Seven, 10, 1 should be. Okay, let's go 7, 10, 1. Okay, looks good. Rebuild. Go to the step definition. Okay. All the things looks nice instead of the class name. Login steps. Because class the code step definition. Okay, change that. Well, now it looks okay. What we need to do next, and by the way, go to the login steps feature, and we can see that all the steps are implemented already. So what we need to do first, I would say we need to improve our steps a bit. For example, we need to get a from driver for somewhere. So I know that we can use the web driver manager. So I'll ask Copilot about getting web driver manager. Web driver manager. Okay. Okay, suggest to add Bonnie Garcia and provide me with the code. Okay, by the way, he improved. As you can see, he improved the step definitions a bit. He put it WebDriver Manager. Okay, most of this we already have, so let's copy a string for WebDriver Manager and then put a dependency. Copy dependency, go to the POM as we did. Required dependency. Build. And look at the login steps. Sorry, step definition. No, we have no web driver manager. We need to add it manually. Okay. Well, so now we can get from driver from the repository. Okay, what we need to do as well. So first of all, of course, we need to change the website address to ours. So I go to our website, take this URL and replace it. By the way, in some case, Copilot can do it for you by his own, but you need to ask him for that. Okay, so if we already on our page, we have no need the second getting. Okay, but we need, but we definitely need to move the login to initialization and the driver here. Okay, so as I said, in each time the result will be changed a different will be changed to differ. Well, enter credentials. Okay, other things looks okay. So what we need to run, what we need to do to run our test, we need to verify the locators in the login steps. Sorry, in the login form, because here we have a very general locator. We have no, we can be confident that this locator from exactly from our page. So I'll ask Copilot to provide me with a proper locator. Copilot chat, ask him, give me a locator from the login form from the certain web page. Pretty strange. He said that he has no ability to browse internet, but when I prepared for this session, it did it for me. Okay, I know this locator. Anyway, each time we can go by ourselves and use the from DevTools, or you can use the appropriate accelerator. For example, you can use the GDN that developed by and sponsored by EPAM, just to parse the website and obtain the locators you're interested in. But because I'm a bit prepared, I put the appropriate locator here. So for name, for login, in fact, we need a name. You can go to this page and verify the appropriate locator by yourself, but I'll just put the locators I prepared for this scenario. So for password field, it's a password. For submit button, it's a login button. But we need another one thing. We need to put this one just to get the login form. We need to put drop-down menu. So okay, just to speed up, you also can try to ask the Copilot to find out the drop-down for you, but just to speed up our presentation, I will put all the prepared web elements for drop-down and getter. And by the way, I can ask Copilot a getter for this web element. Okay, very simple getter. So of course, me and I hope each of us can create a getter by yourself, but it's just an example. What what Copilot can do fast. Well, so go to the login steps, definition. Well, so we need to change, by the way, we need to change the URL address of our website for correct one. And before enter credential, we need to add a pressing con dropdown. Of course, you can ask a Copilot, but it seems to me it will be more faster to do it by myself. Login from, as usual, get login dropdown, click. So, okay, you see a code completion. I just put the get a login dropdown, and immediately I've been prompted with a code completion. Okay, I'll accept it. So now, to enter a valid username, we will click drop down and enter credentials into the form. Well, looks good. What we need to run it? Of course, we need to add a cucumber dependency to run to use JUnit for running. So I'll ask him to add first of all, I'll ask him to add Maven dependencies for Cucumber. Obviously, we need a Maven Shurifier plugin. And also, it provides us with a test runner class. So let's copy this part of code. So I copy dependency and go to the POM file. The runner. Hope it will work. And then I copy a code for test runner. Where is it? Okay. The test runner. Copy the suggestion and go to the test runner. Replace the existing template. Remove duplication. Okay, looks good. Let me rebuild. Well, look, it's ready to run. Just check it once again. Check our POM file. We have GUnit, Selenium, Cucumber GUnit. Yeah, try to run. Try to run. Just running something. Okay. Most of the things have been done. So let's put something. What's wrong? Maybe somebody tell me what's wrong. Right. Can you imagine? What the things goes wrong? Okay. Obviously, we didn't provide the appropriate. Sorry, we didn't provide appropriate credentials. So I'll go to the steps definition, and at the moment, I'm going to do the thing that you have not to do anyway. I'm going to put a username and password just into the code. It's a bad practice. I'm doing it only because it's a kind of prototyping, and the credentials that I'm going to use is well known and already put in the GitHub. So this is the only reason why I'm doing it. But in the please please do not use this approach in the real project. So okay, now we have a valid credentials and trying to rerun it once again. Okay, valid credential, but it doesn't put on enter. Let's try to look at the code and debug it. So pretty usual thing. Oops, too many windows. So what is wrong with our step definition? Enter credential. Oh, we have no step. Wait, have no step to press button. Okay. Ask Copilot. Please add login button. Let's see what it advises with. Login form, get login button. Okay. Looks nice. Right to put it somewhere here. Why not? But we have no get login button. Need ask once again. Is add getter for login button in the login form. Go to the login form and add it. Okay, but we have submit already, but it didn't use it. Okay, we can. It was some extra things. Login form. We can just use submit. What's wrong? Oh, we have no click. Just verify. Login. No, login form. Yeah. Submit button clicked. Okay. Definition and run once again. Yes, we are logging in. Mission complete. Mission completed. So on the load. So okay, that's it with live demo. So now you can see that's how Copilot can help in creating of some very well-known and widespread test automation tasks. So I copied to do the page object for login form scenario and debug it. It's very important. I spent a lot of time to debug, and it takes about half of an hour. In the situation without Copilot, it may take from couple of hours till maybe the whole day in some cases, if you are not very familiar with the things you are going to do. You can forget some syntax, you can forget some parameters, nuances, and so on. So, but the Copilot do all these things for you. So it provides you with the right syntax, with a set of parameters. It suggests you different variations of parameters. So it's as for me, it's very helpful. It's a real help. Okay, let's go. Let's go through in our presentation. So I hope you can see the next slide. So for what we can use Copilot? First of all, it's a fast prototyping. If we have some idea and we need to check if it will work, so we need to create some code fastly without any details. Maybe sometimes do not follow some kind of best practices as I did for login and passwords. But in this case, Copilot can be very useful. So just do something without any polishing. Another thing, it's a method templates. For example, you know what your method should do, but you need to create a template for, in a fast manner. So Copilot also can do it for you. There are some kind of method templates. It's implement a helper function. For example, data and format conversion and transformation, regular expression, and something else. So there are some functions with pretty complicated syntax that you cannot remember in details. So this the Copilot can provide you these details with the variations of these details, and you can select the one of variant that suitable for you, that is that satisfies your goals. And another thing, one thing that Copilot can be used for, it's try something new and not familiar enough. So you can try some new libraries, techniques, approaches. You can ask, okay, Copilot, please explain me how to use this library, this approach, or these techniques. In most cases, you can trust the Copilot's answers to technical questions because it trained of millions of GitHub projects. In most cases, in his answer for pretty wide used techniques, libraries, and so on will be correct. But of course, each time it's your responsibility to use the Copilot's answer, to use the Copilot suggestions. And of course, you need to check it in the practice as soon as possible. Well, some usage conditions. After installing Copilot in your GitHub account, you need to tune it. Particularly, you need to enable or disable the usage of code examples from public repositories. As for me, I'll allow Copilot to use the public repositories just to get the more comprehensive answer, but it depends on the rules on your project. And we pass to the next point. So all of us must follow EPAM rules strictly. So if you are going to use the Copilot on any AI helpers, you need to clarify with account and client about possibility and conditions of using AI assistants. And finally, as for me, all of the developers and test automation engineers need to have a full availability of this kind of tools, because the use of AI assistants should be a default option for all who works with code, because without this option, about in a year, you will be uncompetitive, absolutely, as I can see. And some words about subscription plans. So as I said, I'm using the simplest one and cheapest one, individual plan. So it provides me with code completion and AI chat, and costs $10 per month. So it's a bad news. There are no free plans, but the individual plan have a 30 days trial. And also there are two kind of corporate plans. It's a business and enterprise with a extended set of capability. For example, it's a code review capability, local audit, so it may be very useful in the real project. But for sure, you can't use the business plan and enterprise plan on your own. Only the sorry?
Sorry, I muted the participant.
I thought it's a question. But to be honest, that's it. I would like to present you, and I'm ready to answer your question if you have any. Thank you for attention, colleagues.
Thank you so much, Maksim. We have a few questions in the chat, and we also have one hand raised. Rafik Ahmed, please go on with your question.
Hi, Maksim, Rafik in this side. My question is for Copilot, how it is different from Selenium, and how we can use, so suppose in our project, Selenium is a requirement, but can we use apart from Selenium Copilot also in that project, or we need to any permission from client side or from project lead, how we can use it?
If I understand your question correctly, the Copilot itself has no any connection with Selenium itself. So my example with Selenium it was just an example. So Copilot can advise you with absolutely any technologies, approaches, tools, libraries, and so on. So you can use not only Selenium, you can use any other technologies. So Copilot is just a tool for advising, not more.
Yeah.
So I'm using Selenium, but you can use anything else.
Yes. Got it. Thank you so much.
We have another hand raised. Sayanava, please. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yeah, now
Okay,
yes.
Okay, first of all, thank you for this session. My question is can't we use Alita as an alternative option, which is more EPAM proprietary, and this licensing thing or the paid thing which you mentioned, which can be overcome as well?
Well, are you talking about AI dial as far as I understand?
Yes, what I understood, yeah, Alita is also a similar plugin which can be used.
To be honest, I don't know about a similar plugin. I explored the AI dial, but I didn't see nothing that maybe compared with Copilot. Of course, you can use the prompt I demonstrated for Copilot and provided the AI dial with these prompts, and maybe you will get some answers, and maybe these answers will be useful. But the Copilot is integrated into your IDE, and Copilot scans your scans your computer and explore and analyze your project that you are working on, and it trying to suggest you this answer that suit your needs as most as Copilot can understand. So it tried to provide you with the best answers. So, but the AI dial at the moment, at least as far as I know, can't scan your computer, can analyze your project. So it can provide you with only the very general answers. So it can train itself. So this is my vision. But of course, you can use the prompt I demonstrated with the AI dial and see which kind of answers you will provide you this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maksim, for the answer. We are running out of time. Actually, we have just 1 minute left. So I will ask you to reply to the questions in the chat. We have 4 questions left. Please find some time today to reply to these questions. Okay?
Yes, sure. I'll look at the chat and answer if I can, of course.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone who joined this session today. Hope it was interesting to you, and please leave your feedback as it's very important for us. Have a good day.
Have
Bye.
a good day, colleagues. Thank you for your attention and see you. Bye-bye.